Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a no makeup look, perfect for a nice SoCal beach day or hopefully whatever beach that you're currently on. If you are new to my channel, then welcome. Go ahead and do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for me. And if you are coming back, then I hope that you enjoy this look. Let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty guys, we're going to go ahead and get started with this look. So to start off, I'm going to prime my eyes with my Olehenriksen's the Banana Bright Eye Cream. This really helps just kind of brighten the under eye, get rid of any dark circles. And that is exactly what we need since we're going for this kind of no makeup look. Next, we're going to go ahead and prime our face. And I'm going to be using the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. It's one of my favorites. And I'm just going to do a little bit right here where my pores are enlarged and a little bit bigger. Really important to prep the skin for this no makeup look. I'm going to go ahead and fill in my eyebrows. For this look, we're not going to be doing a whole lot to the eyebrows. We're just going to be filling it in pretty easy. I'm using the e.l.f. Cosmetics eyebrow cream in medium brown. And I'm pretty happy with those. Like I said, we're going for a natural look, so we don't want to overdo it. Next up, I'm going to take my concealer and I'm just going to cover all of my dark spots. I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape. This is the color Medium Tan. So I'm just going to start with my under eyes. I'm going to put a pretty generous amount since my under eyes are pretty dark. So, I mean, don't be scared. We're not going to be wearing a whole lot of makeup today. So, it's okay to be pretty generous with your concealer that you've got going on. It's okay if it's chunky because we're going to go back and we're going to blend it out with the Beauty Blender. And you want it pretty heavy because, as I mentioned, we're not going to be wearing a whole lot of makeup today. So you want to do a pretty generous layer on it. Alright, so now that I've got my concealer on, we're just going to blend that out with the Beauty Blender. My Beauty Blender is actually really damp. This is going to help it just seem like seamless coverage. And we're just going to blend out these little areas right in here. I'm choosing a color that is a little bit lighter than my skin, that way we can really cover up those spots. And we're going to go over this with a powder foundation a little bit later. With everything going on in the world, I just wanted to shoot a quick makeup video. I want my channel to really be about beauty, diversity, and empowerment. So I think one of the best ways to do that is to really highlight the things that I am passionate about on my channel. I wanted to do this simple no makeup look. I've been going to the beach a lot and I think it's a really great way to kind of get summer kicked off as we're all working on our tans. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit down the middle. I also prep my face with an SPF. I've been using the Clinique SPF 50. This is really important because you want to try to protect your skin from skin damage as much as you possibly can. Alright, so that coverage is looking pretty good. We've got a nice layer on there. I'm just going to make sure I blend this out under the eye a little bit better. And I like to take whatever excess that I have on my Beauty Blender and just go over my eyelids. So it's kind of canceling out any of those dark spots there. If you don't have enough, you can always dip back into your concealer for a little bit more coverage. Next up, I'm going to be dipping into my MAC Studio Fix. This is in color NC45. It's going to be darker than the concealer that we just put on to cover up all of our dark spots. I'm going to be using this Battington foundation brush. I got this in my BoxyCharm, so I don't really have like a number or anything for it, but this is what it looks like. And you're lightly just going to start going over everything that you did with the concealer. I don't know about you guys, but we've been having kind of a hot spell here in San Diego. So it's been so nice now that the beaches are open, post-COVID, to be able to get out and kind of have a little bit sense of normalcy. I've really been making sure that I'm practicing social distancing while I'm on the beach, trying to make sure we're staying 6 feet apart and having our mask on. I love going to Mission Beach because you can just set up your tent, lay out in the sun. If it gets too hot, you can jump in the ocean. If you get bored, you have draft and the beach house right there, so you can go grab a drink, or my favorite, Cannonball for some sushi. So, you know, it's just a good summer San Diego vibe. When you go to the beach, you don't want to wear a whole lot of makeup because you are going to be getting in and out of the water. And I did test this the other day because I actually got in the water and the makeup held up really well. I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, granted, I didn't dunk my head under. I always like to make sure that I blend this into the neckline really well. And you want to make sure that you got a nice, generous little layer over everything. Make sure that it is nice and even. I like doing the Studio Fix MAC powder because when it's hot outside, you get really sweaty, and my skin tends to be really oily. So this just kind of mattifies everything down. And this is also going to help cover some of that concealer as well. Next up, I'm going to go into my Morphe Highlight+Contour palette. I use this one a lot. As you can see, it's got some beautiful contour shades. For my contour, I'm going to be dipping into these three right here. I'm going to be using the Morphe 108 brush. And as you can see, it's pretty flat, so this is perfect to get in there and do that contour. Just going to start up here in my hairline. And this is just going to add some dimension to our face because right now we're pretty much one color and looking pretty flat. And this brush is a little big, so I'm actually going to switch out to the one that I was using before to do my cheek contour, just to make sure that it's really precise. I like to do this pretty high up on my cheekbone. And you know, in summer, we're going for like a bronzy look. Do you see the difference from this side of my face to that? It's huge difference. Ooh, looks good. I wanted to really take the time to start my YouTube channel back up this year because I have some time now to actually do it and reinvest, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. I did start my channel 2 years ago, and then I ended up stopping it because I was busy with my career and doing other things, and I felt like my focus needed to be there a little bit more. So now that I have the time, I definitely want to take the opportunity to hopefully use this platform to empower other women of color and really promote diversity on my channel. Diversity, beauty, empowerment. So we're going to be doing a couple of different segments. Currently right now, me and my friends are doing a Black Lives Matter series on my channel. If you haven't checked that out, make sure that you go and you check it out. It's going to be really educational. We're talking about how each of us are contributing to the Black Lives Matter movement, why it's personal to us, and it kind of takes you an inside, behind the scenes sneak peek on what's going on at peaceful protest. So we did part 1, and I will be posting part 2 on Monday. And you know, during this time, mental health and self-care is really important too. So I know a lot of people on social media have been really afraid to post, and you know, it's very important to bring awareness to the cause. But you know, everything right now in our country is so heavy, so you almost need a balance of things, you know, to make sure that, you know, you're just taking care of yourself and that you're not going crazy. So what better way to do that than to get on here, play with some makeup, make yourself feel good, and you know, kind of unplug for a second from the world, because it can be a lot. It can be a lot following all the different news with what's happening with the protest. And not only that, but also with the coronavirus, because that is still a really, you know, relevant and serious thing. I have seen a lot of people at the beach that, you know, were just walking around, not practicing social distancing, and it is vacation season here in San Diego. So I did notice a lot of those people were not actually from San Diego. They were visiting out of town, and I even heard some of them comment, oh, well, we don't have to wear masks where we are. So if you're visiting San Diego, please wear your mask, because a lot of us don't want to get coronavirus, and we want to make sure that we're protecting ourselves and staying safe. I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty powder, and I'm just going to apply some of that down my nose so we can create kind of a nose contour. I want this pretty precise. I was watching Makeup by Shayla, and one thing that she was doing with her nose contour that I've been trying out is just kind of not putting in the darker color so it doesn't get too dark, but just putting the powder down the middle of it to kind of like highlight that. I'm going to do some under my eyes too, just a little bit. I had the Fenty banana powder that I was using, but for my skin color, I just felt that it was a little too light, so this Cashew is perfect. I love it. One thing I love about this is that it's so small. I got the mini, so this is perfect for traveling during the summer. In comparison, this is the big one. So if I had to choose which one I'm going to pack in my suitcase, I'm definitely going to choose the smaller one. So that's a good hack if you have any summer travel plans coming up and you don't want your makeup bag to be huge and bulky. I definitely recommend getting the smaller size. That way it's easier to pack into your makeup bag. Next up, we're going to do some highlighting. So I'm going to be using this gold color here called Big Bang and also Venus. Kind of a combination of two because they're both very distinctly different colors and we kind of want both. So I'm just going to do a little highlight right here on the cheekbone. Nothing too bright. One thing you want to be careful with the highlighting is you don't want to overdo it, and you want to make sure that if you have textured skin that you don't apply your highlighter in any areas that are really textured. So for example, my nose is very textured, so I only apply highlighter just to the very end of it. I don't apply highlighter to the bridge of my nose because it actually just doesn't set well on the skin and it ends up looking really chunky and bad. So if you do have textured skin, you know, go easy on the highlighter and try to stay away from it as much as possible. Okay, so next up, we're just going to apply a little bit of mascara. I'm using the Falsies by Maybeline. I went on a Vegas trip and the night before was Friendsgiving and we were, you know, doing our game night and having a lot of fun. The next morning, I completely forgot to pack all of my makeup. So I got to Vegas with absolutely nothing. So I actually got this. I just ran into a little convenience store and picked this up, and I actually really like this. This is a no makeup look, so we're not going to be applying any crazy like false lashes or anything. So I really like this one because as you can see, it's pretty chunky. See the difference between the two sides. I'll go ahead and do the top so you guys can really see the difference in it. Next up, I'm going to take my Juvias Place. This is a nice concealer, but I got this and it was a little dark. So what I've been doing is just taking it and I've been kind of evening out my lips, the color on it. So I'm just going to put a little bit right in here. This is a Morphe brush and we're just going to fill this in lightly. Just gives us kind of a nice base. Next up, I'm going to take some lip liner. This is a ShaylaXColourPop collab, and I'm just going to line my lips a little bit. I'm gonna go back in with us and we're just gonna blend that out. Again, I'm going from the outside in and just kind of blurring those lines so it doesn't look as harsh. I'm going to take my Morphe lip gloss. This color is called Freebird, and we're just going to coat that in the middle to give it some dimension. Alright, so now that we've let our powder set on there, we're just going to go through and dust that off really quick. See how that just creates a nice subtle little nose contour, but nothing crazy or out of control. And I'm just going to blend this in a little bit too. This side. I'm going to be using the ShaylaXColourPop. This is called Whistle While You Work. I recently got some really great blushes of the cream blushes in my boxy charm that I've been playing with and trying out, and I absolutely love them. But the issue that I have is because my pores are really big on my cheeks, when I put it on there, sometimes it ends up looking patchy and it doesn't look as good as I want it to. So I've really just kind of been sticking with the powder blushes. So it's really, really important if you're going to play with the creams to make sure that you know your skin type and to make sure that you know that it's going to look good on your complexion. Just going to put on some blush. You can never have too much. Alrighty guys, that's it for this no makeup look. Perfect for a nice hot summer day or a beach day when you want to look really natural, not wear a whole lot of makeup, but you still want to make sure that you have nice coverage and that you look good. So I hope you guys like this. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as the alert button to know when I am posting new videos. As I said, we'll be back on Monday for part 2 of our Black Lives Matter series, and I'll be posting more makeup tutorials. So please let me know, drop me a line in the comment, let me know if you like this. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you all next time.